Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to TerickTime in Dolphin Cove. I am just hanging out in the fancy little house that I built in the last episode. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that episode out. It is a adventure, literally. But I have so many things to catch you up on that I've been working on from between episodes. First of all, I have been doing some dirt sculpting for some ideas of what I can put in here. Maybe a little shed, a little grain silo, that kind of thing. Nothing too crazy and too fancy, but definitely some little ideas. But I'm gonna grab Milo here, and we're gonna take a little tour of some of the cake project expansions I've been working on. So on this layer, it is almost kinda done. But then on that stream, I started working on the bridge and working on some other areas here, and I have been busy, very busy. So, if I can F5 properly. Okay, so I've been working on building the walls. They're not textured, they're not done, but they're at least in place. It helps me with my vision. This I have plans for, but not quite yet. Somehow I've been gaining a llama army. Don't know how this is really happening. And then shulkers. I did a little fountain. I was trying something out. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the creeper face in behind it, but it entertained me. And yeah, there's lots to see. Also very much to see. But let's head upstairs a little bit more here. We've got this little staircase coming up to this little plateau here. Not 100% sure what I'm gonna do here. A little bit of a windy path kind of coming this way, a little alcove for a statue or something like that. The top of the fountain there. This little cake tier layer is gonna be more decorative versus building, but then I cannot F5 today. The piece de resistance is upstairs at the top. And it just got super dark and moody. That's awesome. So I have been sketching oh so very much. And when you come up these grand stairs, it's a giant red and blue bouncy castle for now, but I am getting all of my plans figured out here. And I know that a lot of people have been asking, Terick, how do you plan things out? How do you do the things that you do? So I have decided that I'm going to be sharing my process with you more in the next handful of episodes. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but the planning is real. So to give you a little bit of an easier perspective, I am going to go into GTCam fly mode, and let's walk through this a little bit here. So this little area here, I'm wanting to keep this fairly low down. So I've decided I'm going to put like a big fountain, kind of something like that in here. With this kind of front, this is going to be the main entryway. So when you kind of come up to the stairs, you're going to have this tower kind of standing up here. As you come through, you're going to have this kind of, not a complete archway, like it's going to be open in the middle here, but then I'm thinking like some type of arbor archway with flowers in the middle, but something that you can see through, because when you come up, I want you to be able to look to the right and see the fountain and then be kind of, intrigued and be like, hey, and why should you go check that out? Then you look to the left and then there's another little tower here, and then you can start seeing through to what the big building, and I know it's really hard to see, like it's in my brain and I'm trying to translate it so you can understand it too. But words, yeah. But then we're gonna come forward, there's gonna be a smaller scale fountain here, a couple of more little towers, another big tower there, and then this is gonna be the main build. So in this main build, I'm gonna have an actual throughway so you can see all the way through. And you see that scaffolding way over there? That's gonna be something, like a tower, a monolith, a thing that, where's my face? I'm not 100% sure yet, but the things are, the wheels are turning, the smoke is coming out of my ears. But with this giant building that is going to take me a long time to build, there's going to be different kind of sections. So there's kind of these little front bits here. There's going to be this kind of main or first floor is going to be fairly open with some elaborate staircases going up potentially. Thinking maybe an elaborate staircase on this side, maybe a stable on this side. and then like a big fancy room here with some massive windows, a little jutty out bits, because well, I like my little jutty out bits. They give buildings character, right? So a little small scale tower there, another, and then this one. This is kind of hard to tell right now, but this is going to be open in here, and then this is going to be like a little bridge going from the main build to this tower, which then goes up here, and then this tower keeps going up here, and I'm so excited, like so very excited, so excited that the shaping took me like 3 days to figure this out. I've built it and torn it down a couple of times to figure out kind of how I want it, and I'm pretty happy. I'm like, this is totally subject to change, but I think I'm off to a good start here. But now you're probably thinking, well, what about the palette, Terick? Well, the palette is going to be, this is going to stretch my boundaries of building. I am committing to doing a gradient on this build. I'm not good at gradients. I'm not good at them, but I'm going to commit and I'm going to do it. But yeah, so hang on. I need to, Milo, your ears are big, floppy, and gorgeous, but they make it hard to see. So this is kind of my to-do list. I need to collect a whole bunch of materials. So this is going to be my palette. We're going to have clay at the bottom, into regular diorite, into polished diorite, into calcite. No, all right, I did this wrong. Clay into diorite, into polished diorite, into concrete, into birch logs, into calcite, into smooth quartz. Oh, goodness gracious. But that is going to be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the times 2 is kind of like, so a larger portion of clay and diorite. So it's going to be like 9 different layers going all the way up there. I know I know this is insane. Why am I doing this in survival? Because I love y'all, and I want to give you big pretty things. So this is going to be the biggest, prettiest thing that I've ever built in this world, and I'm quite excited. And Milo, please don't wander off. But now that I have shown you this grand scale of a project, I have a few things that I need to get taken care of. Namely, I have been burning through tools, collecting resources. So yeah, like hoes, pickaxes, shovels, everything is breaking, and the villagers are no longer sufficient to keep up with the repairs that I have going on in this world. So first order of business for this project is to go somewhere else and make a couple of farms. And I did a couple of those on stream, and one of those being a squid farm. And this old squid farm, I think I found the perfect Minecraft location for this squid farm. Its rates are a little off the hook. But yeah, where am I? Okay, so we have our mountain village with the villagers here. And then if we just go over this little mountain here, right in this little spot here, and all of this cobble, what was water, I've drained it sufficiently. And then this is the little old squid farm. It is a design by, hang on. The design is by Raygund. Absolutely fantastic little farm, super simple to make if you have the right location. And this location is pretty good because this is the only river biome within 128 blocks. So it took me no time at all to spawn, or not spawn proof it, but get rid of the water here. So all the squiddies spawn in here. And I think I went AFK for about an hour and a bit. And at first I was quite concerned with the amount of ink sacs that were ending up on top here and not getting collected, until I looked inside these chests. This is like an hour and a half maybe. I have more ink sacs than I will ever need, unless I really start building with like dark prismarine or something. But I don't even have a guardian farm, so yeah. But I'm gonna take I don't know, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and we'll bring it back, and that's probably more than I'm ever gonna need. But yeah. Oh, and then I also built up a super simple little flower farm for light gray dye, because I need a bunch of that too. But if you'd like to see that, go hit up the VOD from the stream. It was a fantastic little time, and the streams are a lot of fun. If you haven't checked them out, please do. I would truly appreciate it. But now that you are completely caught up to everything that has been going on between streams, that's the top of my head, but yes, I've been busy. But now we need to get on with today's episode, and this build is a doozy. It is a doozy because I need a excellent source of XP, and I cannot be bothered to do a guardian farm yet, so we are going to be going with the old faithful of an Enderman farm. But I am going to be making this farm unlike any Enderman farm you have probably ever seen. So let's go check this thing out. And I know some of you OGs out there are thinking, Terick, why didn't you just build an Enderman farm in the first place? Well, that's because if I'd done it in the first place, it would be just a plain stone Enderman farm and not be pretty and cool. Whereas this build is pretty and cool and an Enderman farm, and it is located in these 8 shulker boxes. This Enderman farm is like 10,000 blocks. It's obscene. And it is something to behold. And I can't wait to show you, so let's go to the end. Probably should have brought a pumpkin. But now we can play a little game of how many times does Terick look at an Enderman or fall into the void. But let me just show you one quick little fancy trick here. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. So if you do, congratulations. If you don't, check this out. If you want to get all the way down to 0 in the end, you put a bucket of lava and you let it do its thing. Always forget how long that takes. And then I'm just because I don't want to lose my lava source, I'm then gonna put a bucket of water there. And now we have, take that away as well. I now have a fancy little cobblestone thing going all the way down to 0. And now once that lava goes away, I'll put the water back, ride the water down, and then I'm gonna bridge out 128 blocks via 2 stacks of leaves that way. Why, hello there. So I am gonna get a few things set up here and create a little landing pad for me and my shulker boxes. And then we are gonna kick this off into a ginormous time lapse because this is gonna take me a little while to build because it is big and magnificent and pretty, and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's get into it. welcome back from that a hefty time lapse. And I gotta say, my pinky still really hurts. And it's been like a default day since I did all that glass, and it's muscular, but it hurt. It's sore. Like that, dude. Look at this. This is thousands of pieces of glass. Thousands. And it was worth every second. I love it so very much. It is a raining Enderman. If you know the song, you know the song. It's singing in your head, and that makes me happy because I can't play it for you, you know. Anyway, so things are things. I'm gonna go show you the inside, but before I do, I'm just gonna do the okay. Hostile sounds, huge problem here. Hello. Oh goodness, I looked at somebody. Everything's fine. No cause for alarm. Just, you know, yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, well, I guess I rudely stared at them in the face, so they got mad at me, so really it's my fault. But anyway, welcome to the stormy villa that is my now Enderman farm. And yes, there is a slight, small amount of them teleporting out randomly, but for me, myself, and I, and our needs, I believe that this is gonna work just fine. And like, if I have to be here for an extended period of time, I can always, you know, kind of run in and out and they'll despawn. But the other thing is they are one hit. So maybe, periodically they will just kind of walk off and kill themselves. So really they kind of take care of the problem themselves a lot of the time. Like they'll walk from this roof to this roof and they'll die. So it's really not a big deal. And I believe that this is gonna work just peachy for all of my experience-y needs. So I'm gonna sit here and smack my tools for a little bit because I've got a couple to repair here. And like, it even got so bad I had to resort to a diamond pick. Yeah. Okay, I have been sitting here smacking Enderman faces for a little while now, and I have all of my tools repaired, all of my hoes, extra pickaxes, everything. I have oodles of tools to be able to collect all the resources I'm gonna need for the cake project. And in an effort to not have to come back quite so often, I also enchanted a whole bunch of elytras. Excuse you. So I don't have to come back here as often to repair wings either. So I think that's worked out rather well. I'm just gonna tuck these into the old ender chest for safekeeping, and all of my other goodies. Oh, and a bunch of Enderman heads, because, well, why not? But now that is completed, munch, I thank you so very much, everybody, for coming to today's episode. I truly do appreciate you sharing your time with me. It is always greatly appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.